All right, I just want to do a quick little video to show you how you can identify this Louis Sodder Message and understand that it is even more of a Zodiac technique by Albert Lee. So in a lot of the messages that he puts together, they also include a map. So this was the picture that was sent that was supposed to be a grown image of the lost Louis Sodder's son, which I don't believe that that is. I believe that that's a younger version of Albert Lee Terry Jr. He can't confirm that, but it looks a lot like the images that he created. And then here's the message: Louis Sodder, I love brother Frankie, little boys 5 A90132OR35. But all this is code. Like, that's a boomerang right there. This 35 has to do with a military squadron that was based in San Diego at North Island, NAS North Island. If you look right here, that is a Revolutionary era dueling gun, right? There's all kinds of codes like this. 2109 was the address of some of his co-conspirators living in San Francisco on Grove Avenue, right? And so on and so forth. So, but this has to do with this right here, this part. So you see this ball head right here, and then this. So Albert Lee Terry Jr. has represented himself in a lot of the communications in 1968 as a person who has a severely receding hairline. So I guess this is him saying, okay, this is me. And right, and this Y and this 5 is actually a map. And I'm going to show that to you right now. So we'll get rid of that. And so this, the picture and the letter was supposedly sent from Central City, Kentucky. All right. That was what was supposedly on the metered mark on the envelope that had no return address. So let me get this down. So let me pull this back. And so that you know where we are. So this is Central City. Here it is. I'm in Central City, Kentucky. So that's where this is on the Google Maps, Central City, Kentucky, right? And now I'm going to enlarge that. So we're in Central City, Kentucky. We'll go down just a little bit. All right, so this little Y right here, that's actually this right here. So this part is this street right there that goes directly into Central City, right? This part that stops right here is this number 42. So you come right to this point after they cross and then stops. He doesn't go down here. So that's from here to here. And then you jump from here. So then you take the top of the 5 right here, right? And then you come down the 5. And then there's just this loop down here. I don't know what it means. There's an RV park here. I don't know if that was there in 1968, but there's this little mark right here. So for whatever reason, it looks like he's saying whenever he sent this message, for what, or wherever he sent it from, or whoever he's talking to send them a message to contact him, is saying that there's some type of contact here, down here by this loop, maybe at this RV park, if it was there in 1968, whatever was there in 1968. So that's how the Zodiac communicates. So we're at Central City. Remember, the letter was sent supposedly with a postmark, from Central City. Let's bring him up and bring that up. So this image with this message on the back in an envelope with a letter that was stolen by some fake private investigator was said to have had a postmark from Central City, Kentucky, right? This was supposed to be one of the missing children from the Sodder family, whose story is incredible. This father and mother looking for their sons for over like 30 years at that time, and 70 years now. And I believe that this is actually a picture of the young Albert Lee Terry Jr. This message is for somebody. They were hoping that this image and this message was going to be publicized like the Zodiac did with the murders, but they were going to take advantage of this situation, and that somebody was going to get this message on, I believe, how to contact them, because this is the address of Charles and Ellen in San Francisco. This is a base down in San Diego where we think Albert was actually based at, with the Boomerangs, which is a Navy squadron called the Boomerangs back in 68 at the time, and their designation was Squadron 35, right? So there's other messages in here, right? I believe I know what Frankie means if you read it backwards, as basically an anagram, right? I know what this is. This is NAS Alameda. So the Naval Air Station in Alameda has this really strange dock configuration where the boats dock, right? So this is the docking area. So all these are locations, right? And then here, which is here, and let me see if I can do this real quick. Let me flip it. So you see, this is his face and his bald head. So it looks like he's saying, I am at this spot right here. So if you want to find me, for whatever reason, this is where I am. Let me bring that down. And that is here. Central City. That's this part right here. I could stop clicking on the Dairy Queen would be now, or Wendy's, right? So that's this right here. And then this part is right here. So this is where they intersect right here. And then you take the 5 from this intersection point right here. You go right here. You come down. And then it looks like he's going for the bottom loop right here. And then this little mark, which looks like a comma period or something. So there was something here. And that's also how he used the Cherry Joe Bates envelopes to show what happened to her, where she was. So I'm just trying to confirm more and more and more exactly how they code, how these things are related, how I'm able to read these things, and that it is consistent, and that you can trust the information that I've been giving you about these people. That's pretty much it. That, I believe, is Albert Lee Terry Jr., a self-portrait of his in the letter that came after the Paul Stein murder. I believe that's Ellen right there, which is always on his mind. And I believe this is a picture of him as a younger man. And that he wanted this publicized, using Louis Sodder as the bait to get this message into the public sphere. Thank you for watching.